Hi guys, alright? Hope you're alright. We're alright here. My name's Nick, welcome to my channel. On this channel I talk about my journey with MS, our lifestyle and doTERRA essential oils. However, today I'm going to change it up a bit. I thought I'd reminisce a bit, give you a bit of my background and show you some stuff. So firstly, I grew up in Croydon, in South London, and my parents are from Mauritius and emigrated to London in 1966-ish. Beautiful island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. I was born in Croydon, in South London, 1969, that makes me 49. And I went to primary school in West Croydon, and then I went to senior school. For senior school, I went to a grammar school, a convent run by nuns. It was all girls school called Coloma, it's still there. And after leaving there, I went to Carshalton College, which is still there. And I had a couple of jobs. Worked at Safeway South Norwood, which is a food store, like a supermarket. And I also worked at Streatham Squash Club. Growing up, all through my school life and college life, something you didn't know about me, but I'm going to show you, is I used to go horse riding on this beauty. His name was Buster. I'll show you another one. There he is, lovely boy. So that was me in the 80s and 90s. But we did some other good stuff. Whilst I was at school, I got into my tennis, and that's why I love my tennis now. On my tennis video, I've told you I liked a guy called Stefan Edberg, one of my favourite tennis players. Well, that's me at Wimbledon, I don't know, about 1987, 88, with Stefan Edberg in the background there on the practice courts. So that was going through the 80s. Also through the 80s and 90s, I've managed to pull out some tickets. So first one I've managed to find is of Wimbledon, 1993, on Centre Court, that's Wimbledon. But I also found some concert tickets. So starting with my favourite band at the time growing up. This is Wham! The Big Tour, 84. £7.50 that ticket at Wembley Arena. Amazing, I'm glad I kept that. And staying with that theme, here's a Georgie Mike's concert at Earls Court. £14.50, the Faith Tour. Great ticket that. I remember that concert very well. But these two beauties. Look, I went to see David Bowie, 1987, at Wembley Stadium. £16 that ticket. Wembley Stadium's all different now. But also saw King of Rock, the only one and only Michael Jackson, in 88. Bad Tour. Can you believe I've still got that ticket? Well, all the tickets. Amazing. So that's a little bit of memorabilia. I dug out a diary. We've seen this before in these videos, if you watch these videos. 1997. Lots of bus tickets. Lots of going to and from school, college, gym, that kind of thing, but everything's Lots of memories there. I also pulled out, this is fun, still in the box, Donkey Kong Jr. Look at that. That's a lot of fun. That gave me a lot of fun in the 80s. And a couple of autographs that I got in the 80s. There's Pat Cash, Australian icon now, tennis icon. I'll just show you this one that I still have. Look at that. Cliff Richard. I got that one when we were going over on an aeroplane, going over to, I don't know if I've told you this, but my parents are from Mauritius, and that was going over to Mauritius again in the 80s. So that's what I wanted to show you. Also, those of you who watch these videos know I like Bear Grylls. And I've got a couple of his books. This is a good one, The Survival Guide for Life. Not too many cliches, but it's a good lesson in how to survive in life. Never give up, which I always say. To be brave, you first must be afraid. These are some of the titles of the chapters. Storms make you stronger. Change your attitude. Keep grounded. Yeah, so that's a good read. But I wanted to show you this one. When I met him, and he signed this one. Got a signed copy. And that is Mud, Sweat and Tears. So well read. We'll flick through. And yeah, I thought I'd show you a bit of me growing up in the 70s and 80s in Croydon. So following on, I then worked at Superdrug, so my background is retail. Superdrug head office, and I looked after all the stores, they're still around. Then I went to Miss Selfridge, they're still around. I think they're more online now, but I worked at the head office looking after the stores, doing the customer services. And then I worked at Levi's Accessories, and I was the manager, the office manager there, working in London. So I have been there, done that, kind of got the t-shirt of being in London, getting the tube every day, dealing with that weather, which I definitely don't miss. What I do miss, obviously, is my friends and family. All my family are in London, and all my friends. But the English stuff that I really, really missing things about being in London is definitely one of the big ones is shopping. Definitely miss Marks and Spencer's, all the supermarkets, Sainsbury's, Asda, Tesco. Primark clothes, Topshop, Miss Selfridge. So you may not have known that about me. TV, now we've got Netflix, but I do like to watch any BBC thing, Channel 4, Ant and Dec, Graham Norton, and shows like Luther, Prime Suspect, Bodyguard, Grantchester. Definitely English radio. I stream a lot of English radio. I now have lots of favourites. I still like English music artists. One of my favourites is Stormzy. I like Robbie Williams, still like George Michael. And then I've listed a few here that I really like. Who doesn't like Adele? Who doesn't like Ed Sheeran now? Lots of Motown, R&B. rap, soul, a lot of Bob Marley, Kylie, a lot of 80s pop and 90s pop, Jamiroquai, the list goes on. But also another thing is the movie stars. I love watching movies, so I will watch anything with, say, Keanu Reeves in it, Arnie Schwarzenegger, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, list goes on, any Tarantino movie, Morgan Freeman, Bradley Cooper. Of course now there's Netflix to watch. Some of my favourite series on Netflix have been Ozark, Breaking Bad, The Vikings, and of course I was into Game of Thrones. I love watching YouTube. That's a good way to get the boys off devices now, is that we'll all watch YouTube together. So I've been watching Alfie Days, and he's in southeast of England, and Roman Atwood in America. I may have mentioned those before. We love Joe Sugg because Joe has done Strictly Dancing, and that's been really entertaining to watch. I also like playing a video game, Grand Theft Auto. I think it's well known. That's another thing I do in my spare time. And the last thing I do, so here in Perth there are a lot of second-hand stores, the salvos, and I like to go around and have a mooch and try and get some bargains, and I've pulled out a couple of my bargains. So here's a Calvin Klein jacket that I've paid next to nothing, so they're only over the road, really good second-hand stores. Burberry rain jacket, MAC, the Burberry MAC. So I picked up quite a few bargains, so that's another hobby I have, going around the second-hand stores and seeing what bargains I can find. So I hope that gives you an idea of a bit of my background, where I'm from in London, and what I've been up to before I moved to Perth, what I did in London. Anything you want to add, please don't hesitate to comment below. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below. Subscribe, that would be lovely. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.